Hello, welcome to the Armenian Museum of America. I'm Gary Linsananian. I'd like to share another artifact from our collection with you today, a painting. This painting was done by John Kazanjian. John Kazanjian was a Harputzi, 1906 to 1973. And he served in the United States Army in World War II. In fact, in this book, Our Boys, which lists many of the American servicemen, Armenian American, John is right here. And he was in an engineering battalion, the 623rd. John was part of the American invasion of Normandy Beach, which was on Omaha Beach and Utah Beach. I believe his unit was Utah Beach. During the invasion of Normandy, 25% of the men that hit the beaches were actually engineers, combat engineers, as was John Kazanjian. And these combat engineers would be carrying explosives. And their job was to basically destroy any object, get rid of the booby traps, remove the barbed wire, blow up the bunkers, clear the way for the rest of the troops so the rest of the troops could get off the beaches onto the land in order to fight the Germans. So it was and they had very high casualty rates, the engineers. And this is showing Normandy Beach. You can see the various kinds of explosions going on. And notice the large steam shovel, which is basically building a ramp. So they're building a ramp up there so that the troops can get off the beach where they're trapped and into the interior. John was part of this unit that was fighting on D-Day. After the fighting, when they got into the interior of France, at one point, they were in a farmhouse, and they found a painting on the farmhouse. And John decided to memorialize his unit, and he took camouflage paints, which they had with him, and he painted a scene of the battle with camouflage paints. And he had no art training, so he was basically an amateur trying to make the scene. And if you turn this over on the back of it, which is blocked because of the papering on it, you can't see it, but he listed the names of all the men in his unit. And these are all listed here, the 623rd. And he signed the corner of the piece there. Talk about stories. If you'll notice across the painting at this point, there were these holes all the way along it. Those are bullet holes. And this was given to us by Chester Boyajian. Chester was a nephew of John. And Chester said his uncle had told him that he made this painting, and then he had spread it out to dry on top of a truck, because it takes a while for the paints to dry. While the painting was out on the truck, a German warplane came down and strafed the unit with machine gun fire. And he actually hit the painting, and several of those holes in the painting are from the machine guns. And so this actually has the bullet holes from the war in the painting. We were very grateful for Chester and Queenie Boyajian for donating the piece to the museum. This unusual record of World War II and the Armenian-American participation in the war. The Armenian Museum is here to share our stories, our history, our culture with you. We thank you for joining us. We thank Michelle Kazanjian, the president of the board of the museum, for making this series possible. Until next time, stay safe.